Top 5 sleeper amps under $1,000 you need to know about right now. Hey, it's me, Baxter.
And me, John.
I'm excited.
Because we love amps.
We love amplifiers.
We do love amps.
I mean, we were just talking about I would buy so many amps if my car was just bigger. I'd stick them all in there and bring them down. But let's get started right off the bat. We're gonna do a top 5 list. Oh, I'm Baxter from Casino Guitars, by the way. I didn't know if I said that already.
You said it already.
I'm Baxter from Casino Guitars.
It's fine. He's had a long day.
It's been a long day.
He's tired.
So many things.
It's been a long weekend.
Number 1. This one sort of encapsulates a lot of them, but it might seem obvious, but it's Fender Silverface amps.
It's obvious, but it's not. Well, because for a while they were
vintage
like
ones.
the thing you could get, and then it's like the prices crept up there, and now you might think, oh, Silverface Fender vintage amps are expensive now. Some of them are, but there's still a lot that aren't.
Most are not still, which is nice.
Like if you want a Silverface twin, the world is your oyster.
Or the 410 Basemans.
Yeah, the little Basement 10s.
Yes.
Like those. I mean, you can't get a Vibrolux probably for under $1,000. You can't get some of the smaller ones. Princeton's are hit or miss.
There's still a few.
There's some, but yeah, like the Basement 10s and the twins. And even if you don't mind to be beat up, a deluxe probably.
Yes.
The later ones.
And they are great. And this is a silly word. I don't like to use it all the time, but they are great pedal platforms. There's nothing better than a Fender for that. And now, just to jump in the Fender thing even more, still within number 1, all Fender amps, even the new ones that we're seeing now, the re-releases. Look at the used market. Under $1,000, go lower.
Well, you can get the 68 Customs, which are Silverface. You know, they got the drip edge, Silverface thing going on. Awesome sounding. In fact, I think all those sound great. And
they got some of the Vibros that are now under like $899 new. There's a little low wattage amps which sound great.
They do.
But just that's a great way to start. Now let's jump right into number 2. Number 2 gets a little fun because this is also a classic amplifier from yesterday.
Yes, it is.
You got
a Classic 30, that is. Peavey Classic 30. The new ones, maybe not, but the old ones. Get the old ones.
I mean, they sound great. They look okay.
You can kick them.
They hold together all right.
You can throw them off of stuff.
No, you cannot. Because the way the tube chassis is built in there, like if anything gets near the back of it, it knocks all the tubes out and it shatters everywhere.
But that's fine.
I learned this from lots of
gonna sound the same.
cabbing in New York City. But they sound really good. They give you that sort of Fender sound with a little bit more chutzpah, a little more like kick in the butt maybe. Kind of like the I just went blank on the what's the blues Fender amp that nobody buys anymore.
Oh, the Blues Deluxe.
Yes, thank you. The tweed one.
I'd rather have the Peavey Classic 30.
I know. The Blues Deluxe is not really a popular amp anymore.
Blues Deluxe is fine. I just think they look so cool when I wanted one. But then the overdrive channel, blah. I ever told you I won a portable putting green in a giveaway one time, and then promptly took it to a pawn shop and traded it for a Classic 30. That was how I got my Classic 30 years and years ago.
I used a Classic 30 back in my band days of the old Blondes Inc. with the keyboard player would play through a Classic 30, distorted, and through his hidden keyboard, and it was amazing sounding.
The secret sauce.
See, Sean has this keyboard right now and is making mad music with it, even though half the keys are broken, so he MIDI controls with it. Anyway, Classic 30 cannot be beat for the bang for the buck. You can find them for $500 out there.
Oh yeah.
They're awesome. Now, number 3 kind of sits in that sort of new used world too, but let's talk about the new ones, because let's get some new toys in there. Vox AC15. Not the 30.
Nah, you don't want the 30.
You don't want to break the bank?
Sort of you do,
but you do.
Or
but you don't want to break your back. Yeah, that's right. That's the key. Yeah.
That's it.
They're heavy. So AC15s are not.
AC30s are heavy. AC15s, and they're great amps.
And they're under $1,000.
And they're all you need most of the time, probably.
More than you need most of the time. And you can find used ones for great, but it gives you a totally different tonal palette. If you like U2, great. You're into that AC little world a little bit. If you like the Beatles, you can get your AC. If you like Brian May, you get your AC. If you like television, the band, not the box or the flat thing we watch now.
And I think even Rory Gallagher.
Who's that?
That Irish bluesman of yesteryear.
Irish. Okay.
Didn't he play a Vox and a Strat?
Yes, he
does.
I was just messing. I've got my mind on Ireland and England right now because Oasis tickets are they've announced their U.S. dates, and I failed in my acquisition of them overseas, so I'm going to try to get some. Actually, I kind of want to see them in Canada. I'm going to try to do Toronto. I've already put myself on the early list for that.
There you go.
We'll see what happens.
Do it.
Let's see these Canucks. But no, the AC15 is a tonal monster, very chimey, really cool. It can get dirty, more so than a Fender really does. And it's just a unique dirt. It's a great overall amp for a really reasonable price.
Yeah, and there's all sorts of like special runs they did. Like I used to have one that was cream and it had a cream back speaker in it. You can find all that stuff, and you can find it all used, and you can get it for under $1,000. So do it.
Number 4, one of my favorites. One of my favorites, absolutely. All the old Silvertone amps, the Sears and Roebuck amps. These are great. Like now, like the Twin 12 and more. All those little toys that were out there. You used to be able to find them in pawn shops for literally under $100.
Right.
They were just thrown away junk sort of amps next to like the old used stereo parts.
They're more than that now for sure.
Like $500 sometimes.
But you can find them for that, yeah.
And they sound good.
And if you're into that, like Queens of the Stone Age,
Jack White,
like all you youngins,
you young hipsters that like the 50-year-old
young bands.
white guy rock
That's right.
bands.
Yeah, of course.
That's the young new ones. Everyone's like, we only play modelers now, you old dinosaurs. Why
That's
are you
true.
talking about these stupid toys?
That is true.
The modelers are cool. They didn't make the list just because we like things that weigh more. So that's that. But no, the Silvertones, they really are fun. They have a unique sound. They almost, I mean, this is one that's made the honorable mention list that I'll get into later. But trainers sort of live in that world too.
Yeah.
They're like the poor man's Marshall, you know. And with I don't know, sometimes a little bit more tonal.
Some of those trainers sound really good, man. I've played a few that are great, and
great bass amps too.
forget about those, you know.
Use the guitar amp as a bass amp. It's awesome. That's why I did the trainers.
Yeah, the Silvertone. The Silvertones, by the way, before we move on, they just look cool.
They look super cool.
They just look awesome.
And no one knows what they are.
No.
Like when you're playing them, there was like, oh, was that a Fender? Is that a Marshall? I'm like, no, it's Sears and Roebuck. It's like the Walmart of yesteryear.
Silvertone, baby.
Number 5, the finale, the creme de la creme. It's not pink, it's not yellow, it's
Orange.
the orange
This
rocker.
is surprising because they're expensive,
Yes.
new. But we were searching to make sure we weren't wrong, and they can be found, the head, for sure.
You can do the
for
combo's
$1,000.
tough. You're not gonna find the combo under $1,000 at all.
But the head, if you got a cab already,
You might be able to find a rocker verb 100-watt head.
bam. Or there's the 52.
Yeah, and the rocker, the 15 and 30s that were out there too.
Those are cool, and you can definitely get those for under $1,000.
Yes.
You can get the 15 new for under $1,000. But
Now I've had an orange rocker verb combo.
it's cool.
For ever since it came out, like I don't know, like 15 plus years ago. I don't remember when I got it.
It's the only thing between you and sounding like Marcus King is getting that. That's not true.
Skills.
That's a lie. That was a lie.
I don't have his skills. I will
But,
never sound like him.
You know,
But
I
no,
still want to try his orange.
because the rocker verb is more of a high gain type of
Yeah.
amp. His is a little bit more in that classic orange style sound
true.
where you got to use some pedals and you got to get some dirt. The orange amps have a flavor all their own as
They
well.
do.
That's why we're sort of including these amps that you maybe haven't thought of like entering into. Don't get me wrong, orange had its problems. They were in every store imaginable for a short time.
Like gas stations.
Fly fishing stores, bait and tackle stores. They were like, we'll open up anybody. You're an orange dealer now. Go.
Do you remember Duff from Ace of Cakes?
What?
He loved orange amps. And he made a cake one time.
Oh, yes. I was thinking Ace of
orange.
Base. I was like, how does Ace
That's
of Base
different.
have anything? 'Cause I love that band.
I saw the sign.
great band.
It's a great band. No, Ace of Cakes.
Yes, Ace of
Duff.
Base. I never watched the show because
Well, my wife used to be obsessed with it, and I remember one episode. He professed his love for orange amplifiers, and they made a cake of an orange amplifier.
just a side note, your wife watches really weird TV, correct?
She does.
Like a lot. Okay, we've talked about this before.
It's true. It's true. She really doesn't watch much TV anymore, but there was a
Yeah,
time.
my wife doesn't really watch any TV. I sort of sneak off and watch it on my own. I'm watching The Mayor of Kingstown right now.
How's that?
I've enjoyed it thoroughly.
Good.
I'm in sort of toward the end of season 3 right now, and I've enjoyed the whole run. I think Jeremy Renner's a funny-looking fellow that runs around and fixes things. But I don't know if they're fixing anything that actually makes anything better. But anyway, orange amps, super fun, super different sound. And I was comping this when I was helping young kids with when they're trying to get higher gain amps. And they were looking between Marshall and orange. I always found the orange more satisfying to the tonal palette and the ear, and simplicity of use when Marshall's making all those like 4-channel things with a pedal board that's this long. And it was just so confusing. When the orange is just like, it's simple, the tone is great, it's saturated in just the right way with a lot of just nice warmth around it. It's a great amp.
Yeah, it's probably easier to do. I just like it has little pictures.
The
for things.
pictograms are nice.
Pictographs.
Honorable
pictographs.
mentions: the Roland JC120.
Everyone wants one.
I mean,
Everyone's doing it.
in the year 1994. This was a really cool amp to have. It's
BB King loves them.
I've never liked them, but I get it.
Sorta.
Because I remember like one of the kids in my neighborhood had one. I was like, oh, we were like, wow, can we play it? I'm like, wow. This doesn't use those old-fashioned tubes.
Then you turn the chorus on, and you're like, oh my God. Jazz, nothing but jazz.
Oh yeah, the jazz chorus. The Gibson, I think one of my favorite Gibson amp lines are great, but the Gibson GA5, those there's one sitting around here somewhere, but by my right buttocks, stage right. That's a great. That was the amp that lived in my apartment for years, until that car popped into my life.
It sounds great.
It sounds great.
The little Gibson.
I enjoyed it thoroughly because it'd be in my big living room. I might even put it back there eventually.
You should put it back there.
Because I have one in the back, and I need to have one. I need to have an amp in every room.
You should probably.
Kind of Ed Sheeran has a guitar in every room. I need an amp.
Why not?
There, just to piss off my wife. That's great. The whole Gibson line's great. The Falcons are great. If you can find some of those inexpensive.
The old ones, of course.
Yeah. Some other. This is a sort of rare one. Like we love car amplifiers.
We do.
You can find some of their older ones, like the version ones of like the Raleigh and stuff, in that $1,000 range.
And they're still fantastic sounding.
They stand.
They're
fantastic.
Great. They're cool.
Because I think cars, it's right up there. It's in our top, of boutique amps in the world. We love them, and they're made in
have some soon.
We do. We have the first batch is almost finished.
Batch after years
of pestering old Steven.
He finally gave in.
He was like, you guys are attractive-ish. He said like, you kind of look like Tony Stark, Baxter.
You look just like Tony Stark.
I was like, you know what? Thank you,
a very
Steve Carr,
thin Tony Stark. That's what he said.
I look like Tony Stark.
I remember. I was there.
I do wear T-shirts and blazers a lot, so I can get that reference from Steven of the Carr family.
You could do your facial hair and be Tony Stark.
I can't do that because my dad has a funny word for goatees, and I'm not going to repeat it on this. Family friendly. You've heard it before.
If you listen to our first ever podcast, you would hear it. It was also inappropriate.
Yes, I don't say inappropriate things here.
No.
But that's kind of it for now. That we want you to help us and help everyone else watching this with other like sort of sleeper under $1,000 ones of the tube amplifier universe, and the JC chorus or whatever that was. But no, let us know. Like, do anything out you think? I think that's a pretty good start.
I mean, we left all the Dumble stuff out, but it's fine.
Gosh, we had. I mean, our list kept going. We had so many. We had to pick 5 though.
Had to pick 5. Those are good. Those are 5 good ones.
I'd be happy with any of that stuff.
Yeah,
guys,
there's lots of good amps.
I mean, the Silvertones might be the most fun.
Probably.
Because they're silly.
Talk about music. There's all sorts of things.
They're fun.
It was hard. Sumi, tell us what we missed, what you like in the comments.
Click like, subscribe.
Hit the old bell.
Don't forget the road to 100,000. We're giving away free
right.
stuff.
Coming up soon.
Got to watch that live stream though.
Wednesday mornings, 10 a.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
That's right.
And just a side note here, we're going to be talking more about hearts out, not off, to everyone up in Western North Carolina right now, our great state. We just had the hurricanes come through, and we're all thinking of you out there, and we love you guys up there. And just stay good. We'll be talking to you guys soon too. Peace be with y'all.